Hi, good morning, good evening to everyone wherever you are. In today's video, we are going to look at if the market, the job market, is still good for business analyst profile. Is there is a demand for the business analyst profile? Should you still try and become a business analyst? Now, before we get into the points regarding the demand and industry health, we have to understand that any profile, if you have to understand whether it is good for you or not, we need to consider two things. One, is there a need for that particular role or profile? Two, how is the industry doing? Is the industry robust? The growth is robust? Because demand can be temporary. But if the industry is not growing, then that demand, which is currently maybe big, but ultimately it will go down. So we also need to look at if the industry is doing well. Let's start with the need of the business analyst. To be able to understand the need, first we need to understand what does a business analyst really do. A business analyst works as a facilitator. They facilitate the information between the stakeholders for a particular project. So in this case, there are two sides. One is the business side, where a business analyst deals with the customer or the business to understand what exactly do they want, and then transform that information and then share it with the technical team so that they can develop the application. The idea of the transformation comes from the fact that the business talks about requirements in a different language, so to speak. For them, the perspective is about business, whereas the technical team needs to have the requirements in more a solution format or software requirements so that they can make sense of it. Now there is a big gap between the business requirements and the software requirements. So the business analyst plays an important role of transformation. Third, they also help in facilitating the solution to the problem, because a software is being developed to solve a particular problem. So business analyst has the overall idea as to why this software is being developed. So therefore, business analysts have a much better understanding of what is the end result expected by the customer. Now, this is how a business analyst works, and this is what is their responsibility. Now, let's consider this in the context of what's happening in today's world. For that, we need to understand why there is a dynamism in the industry. Now, as we know, as a customer, even we as a customer, we want everything much better in terms of technology, in terms of features, but at a much lesser price. That's a common expectation of every human being, which means that expectations of customer is getting bigger and bigger. So customer expectations are continuing to rise, which forces the companies and the organizations to come up with better products and better solutions, better services. That is one of the important drivers for them to go for technology-based solutions. Number two, the technology itself is growing very rapidly. As you must have realized, in recent times, there is a lot of hype about ChatGPT. But ChatGPT is one end result of the growth or the rate at which technology is growing. Now that is also opening new opportunities for companies to offer better services. Right? For ChatGPT, by using ChatGPT, we can provide much better customer service to the customers. By using ChatGPT, students are able to do projects. There are certain companies which are using that technology. So technology is also opening up newer opportunities, which means that companies or the organizations are going to use it more and more, leading to more software projects. But at the same time, because of the growth and the demand, the solutions are becoming more and more complex. They are not simply automation of processes. They are much more powerful. They are looking at data. They're trying to understand the insights. They're also trying to provide predictions for what is possible. Now, all these things are leading to rapid growth of the IT industry. We'll have a look at the data as to how really is the IT industry growing. So I have collected some data based on the research I conducted through the websites of Aligned Market Research and the Business Research Company, as you can see on the screen. I put in the logo just to give them the credit that this data is coming from their websites. These are typically market research, consulting and advisory firms. So let's look at some of the data points. So I have collected data for approximately 1 decade, which is starting from 2021 to 2030 or 31. And in addition to the IT industry, I have also collected data for some other industries, just to give you a comparative figure as to where does IT industry stand. So if you look at the custom manufacturing market, where products are being manufactured for individual companies' needs, for the period 2022 to 31, the expected growth per annum is 4.6%. The real estate market is growing at 5.3%. You can see the study period also. The logistics market, the supply chain, the delivery of every product, not only food items, but everything. You buy a television set, you buy a camera, all of them require a proper supply chain. So that's an important industry. That is growing at 5.6%. Retail banking, the banking which we use on a daily basis, that is expected to grow at 5.9%. Semiconductor market, the semiconductor which every equipment nowadays use, including your microwave, your refrigerator, all of that. That is expected to grow at 6.21%. The digital commerce market, which is the online e-commerce, is expected to grow at 15.1%, which is a very, very good growth. I picked up the application development, which is a specific area of IT industry where as a professional, like as a business analyst, you will be involved. That is expected to grow at 23.5%. So application development is growing at much faster rate. However, the overall IT industry, which includes hardware, software, all the other peripheral industries of IT, they are expected to grow from 2022 to 2027, that is 6 years period, at 7.9%. And all the companies which have studied the IT market growth, and especially during the COVID period, they all believe that even though the growth has subsided a bit in the post-COVID period and because of the COVID period, but the outlook is very positive. Companies are not hesitant in making investments into software solutions, which means that in the coming years, at least you are guaranteed that the growth of the industry is not going to be affected, which means that as long as IT industry is going to exist, as long as companies are looking to have more software products, we will still need business analysts. And looking at, even if you look at the 7.9% growth of IT industry, individual companies which are leaders in the market, they can still grow at 15 to 18%, which is absolutely fantastic growth rate considering how the world economies are growing and how the other industries are growing, as I've shown you just now. So in my view, looking at the need of the market, looking at what does a business analyst do, and looking at the growth factors for the IT industry and the expected growth rate, I can very confidently say that IT industry is going to survive, IT industry is going to grow, and as a professional who is looking to help customers achieve their goals, business analysts have a very good future. So nothing to worry about. If you're planning to become a business analyst, please go ahead and do it. I wish you all the best. If you have liked the video, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much.